Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Zach Pasquarello. I own my own bookkeeping business and I teach you how to do bookkeeping, whether you are an aspiring bookkeeping business owner or maybe you have a completely separate business, but you just want to learn how to do your own bookkeeping. You are on the right channel because in this video, I'm going to share some general tips and tricks that I have been using in QuickBooks Online. So this video is going to be perfect for you if you're brand new to QuickBooks Online, or maybe you've been trying to use QuickBooks Online for several years and you just never really learned how to use it. This video is going to be great for you because I'm just going to spend the next 10 minutes kind of generally going over some good tips and tricks. So if you don't already have QuickBooks Online, I definitely recommend that you get it. It's actually 70% off for the next few days from now until July 7th, 2023. So I don't know when you're watching this video, but if you're watching it right now in the end of June or the beginning of July 2023, you can actually get QuickBooks Online for 70% off, which means that you can get the simple start version for only $9 for the first 3 months. That is a no-brainer to me. So if you don't already have QuickBooks Online, definitely get it. And I will have to say that this video is not sponsored by or endorsed by QuickBooks Online or any other company. This is just me trying to share some of my knowledge and experience with you so that you can do your own bookkeeping or so that you can start your own bookkeeping business. Okay, let's not waste any time. Let's just jump right into it. So this is the sample company that I will be using to kind of go over some things here. Okay, so the first thing you're going to, so this is after you have purchased your QuickBooks Online subscription. So the first thing that I want to show you is this gear icon up here in the top right-hand corner. So this, I go here a lot whenever I want to look at my account and settings. So the first thing I recommend doing is just check your address, check your email address, check the name of your company, and you can also update your EIN number. If you have an EIN number, just generally speaking, make sure all of your company information is correct. And then if you are a trucking company or a real estate investor or any other company who wants to track classes and projects, you can go here under the advanced section and you can track your classes. So this is great if you're a trucking company, for example, and you have multiple trucks and you want to see the profitability of each truck. Then every expense and every income that flows through your books, you can allocate to a particular class or a particular truck. Same concept with real estate investors. You can allocate rental income, utilities, repairs and maintenance, insurance to a particular property. That way you can run a profit and loss statement by property. So under advanced, go in here and just enable class tracking. You will need to pay for QuickBooks Plus, which is a lot more expensive than Simple Start or QuickBooks Essentials. However, if you need those extra reporting metrics, then it's definitely worth it. The other thing that I would recommend you go in and do is if you're using QuickBooks Payments. So it's not an option on this setting, but go to your payments section under account and settings and make sure that everything is mapped correctly to your correct chart of accounts and your correct checking account. If it's not, you're going to have a ton of issues. So same concept for payroll. If you're running payroll or processing payments through QuickBooks Online, go to your account and settings and make sure everything is mapped correctly. Okay, so after account and settings and the gear icon, that's all pretty standard stuff. I just wanted to touch on that real quick. So this plus new button up here in your top left-hand corner, this is how you're going to manually create transactions. So if you cut a check or if you swipe your debit card or your credit card, or maybe you pay with cash, you want to create an expense up here. Or if one of your vendors gives you a bill and you need to pay this in the future, you can create a bill. You can do a journal entry. A lot of people don't know how to do journal entries, but if you're savvy with debits and credits, you can do a journal entry. And then everything with customers, invoices, receipt payment, sales receipts, you can do everything manually with this plus new button up here in the top left-hand corner. I don't do that very often because everything that I do is connected to the bank feed. Now, I will say real quick, if you need any help with your QuickBooks Online or with your business in general, there is a link in the description of this video. You can schedule a one-on-one consultation with me. We can do exactly what we're doing right now, but we can review your actual QuickBooks Online account, or I can answer whatever questions you might have go ahead, schedule a meeting with me if you need help. Okay, so this is the bank feed. So you get here by clicking on this banking tab on the left-hand side, and here you will see all of your checking accounts and credit cards, but keep in mind you have to link your accounts first. So it's pretty compatible with almost all accounts. You just need to click on this link account button right here, and then you just enter in your username and your password for your bank account or your credit card account, and then QuickBooks automatically pulls in all of your transaction data right here in the bank feed. So this is super helpful for two reasons. One, it makes your bookkeeping easier and faster, which everybody loves, easy and fast. But even more importantly, it makes your bookkeeping significantly more accurate because you no longer need to rely on manual data entry of the date or the amount, because all of that information is automatically pulled from your bank account. So it's almost 100% accurate. The only thing you need to do is you need to say who is the vendor or the customer and what is the category. So the date and the amount and the bank detail is already automatically pulled in for you. All you need to do is just say, I went to Home Depot and I bought job supplies, or whatever you might have bought or whoever you might have paid. Now, I want to show you real quick an awesome feature that's actually brand new. Okay, so this is an awesome feature. If you're trying to do your own books, you can see here, you need to identify the vendor. So let's say, for example, we paid Mahoney Mugs, who's the vendor. But now let's say that you don't know how to categorize this transaction. What you can do, okay, let me back up real quick. Let me show you one thing before I show you that. So if you're here categorizing a transaction, we can see here in the bank detail, we have A1 rental is who we paid. Now we go to the vendor and we type in A1 rental, but nothing shows up because we have never paid A1 rental before. So we have to add new. Now I strongly recommend you should give every single expense a vendor or a payee in QuickBooks. Always, always, always allocate the appropriate vendor to every expense in QuickBooks. I promise you, without going into all the details, it will just make your books much more organized, and it will enable you to troubleshoot and solve problems in the future significantly easier. Don't worry about why, just trust me, give every transaction a vendor or a payee. Okay, so we're going to add A1 rental. Now we want to make sure that it says vendor up here, and then all we need to do is just say the company name, and the vendor display name is A1 rental. Now you can add as much detail as you want, especially if it's a 1099 independent contractor. Very important. You definitely want to add their information into QuickBooks right here. You can add their address, you can add notes or attachments, and then you can add their social security number or their EIN, and then click this little button right here, track payments for 1099, and then you can use QuickBooks Online to issue your 1099s at the end of the year. It's super cheap, super easy. Strongly, strongly, strongly recommend use QuickBooks Online to file your 1099s at the end of the year. You'll save money, you'll save time. It makes life so easy. But you got to keep up with it on a daily, weekly basis. So track payments for 1099. We're going to go ahead and save this particular vendor. I don't know who it is. It's all made up. It doesn't matter. Okay, the category, we'll just say equipment rental. Now, let me show you a really cool feature. Let's say, for example, that we did not know the category of this particular transaction. All we see here in the bank detail is A1 rental. So we know we paid A1 rental, but we can't remember, how do I categorize this transaction? In the past, what I would have done, I would have gone up here to the search bar, I would have typed in A1 rental, and then I would have looked at the most recent transaction. But QuickBooks just came out recently with a new feature. It's called categorization history. So all you have to do is click categorization history. And then if you see here, like magic, I promise you this will make your bookkeeping so much easier. Just click on this. And then right behind my face, there is this little green button, assign category. So it automatically assigns the most recent category to this transaction. So A1 rental, equipment rental. So now we just simply add it, and we know that it's accurate because we've already did the research, we've already categorized the transactions. Now, another side note, I never use QuickBooks rules. If you want to, you can go for it, but I have 45 bookkeeping clients. I do bookkeeping all day, every day, and you might think, Gee, wouldn't it make your life a little bit easier if you used rules? I promise you, it does not take that much time to categorize transactions. What does take a ton of time is whenever QuickBooks rules are enabled and mistakes are being made that you are unaware of, and hundreds of transactions are being incorrectly categorized because these rules are not working, and then all of a sudden you have a massive mess to clean up. So I avoid rules because it's great when it's great, but when it's bad, it's horrible and it's really hard to fix. So I never use any rules. So if you're using rules right now and you're not sure if you should keep doing it, I recommend stop doing it. Okay, so another cool feature, we can go here to expenses on the left-hand side and we can click on vendors. And here we can search for a vendor. And if we are wondering, this is especially useful for independent contractors. Like if they're like, hey, like, you haven't paid me this, or you owe me that, or how much have you paid me? You can go to their vendor profile under here, A1 Rental, and you can actually see all of the transactions that you have paid out to that particular vendor. So this is super helpful when you're trying to figure out information like how much money did I pay John Smith or A1 Rental. You can go here and you can see expenses and you can look up transactions by a particular vendor. Okay, so the other thing I want to talk about is how easy it is to track your accounts payable and your accounts receivable. So if you are a business owner or if you're a bookkeeping business owner, it's so easy to track accounts payable, and I can actually do it for you. So if you're a business owner, if you're struggling to stay on top of paying your bills, here's all you need to do. So if you were my client, for example, you would send me a bill, an invoice from a particular vendor or independent contractor. Just send me an email with the information. I go into your QuickBooks, I enter the bill. Okay, so I have entered this bill, A1 rental, $125, due date July 27th. Okay, so now that bill is in QuickBooks. And then whenever it's time to pay the bill, you have a couple options. You can mail a check, or we can use your business checking account and we can set up what's called treasury management or business bill pay. And then you can give your bookkeeper or me access to your treasury management account. And then I can go in there and actually pay these people as long as we have either their address or their ACH direct deposit information. I can log in to your business checking account with my own login credentials, and then I can pay all of your vendors for you. And then all I have to do is go into QuickBooks, type in pay bills, and then I just tell QuickBooks that we paid A1 rental, whatever the date was, whatever the account was. We'll say we did a check to A1 Rentals on June 27th. So we have paid the bill. So now I save and close. We pay them through your business checking account, or you mail them a check. And then the last step is once that transaction clears the checking account, I go into the bank feed and I match that bank transaction to the bill payment that we created in QuickBooks Online. So to recap, if you are a business owner, all you have to do is send me or your bookkeeper the invoice or the bill from your vendor or independent contractor, and then I can literally do everything else for you. I have been talking about this for months because this is such a powerful and useful service. If you're a business owner, you're out in the field all the time, you're working with clients, you're doing admin tasks, this is just one extra step that I can take off your plate. All you have to do is email me the bill and I can literally do everything else for you. So I've been talking about it for months now, and I'm really trying to push this service because I know that a lot of business owners don't even know that this service is available. So if you're a business owner, you got to check it out. Talk to your bookkeeper, talk to your accountant, or talk to me. We can help you out. If you're a bookkeeping business owner, offer this service to your clients because this is so easy for you to do, but it saves so much time for other business owners. Okay, the last thing I'm going to show you is reports down here. So we go to reports. Now this is one of the most useful reports that I pull. This is the profit and loss by month. So I pull this report every single month for every single one of my clients, and I always go to this year to last month. And then whether they're cash basis or accrual basis, I run the report, and this is what I email my clients on a monthly basis. That way they can see their profitability on a month by month basis. They can see their expenses. This is a great way to identify irregularities or unusual transactions because, for example, if I have never paid for any of these categories and all of a sudden a random transaction pops up on one of these categories, I might think, that might be a mistake, that might be fraud. This helps you identify unusual or fraudulent transactions, or maybe just transactions that have been miscategorized. So no, that shouldn't be equipment rental, that should actually be job supplies, just a particular example. So run this report if you're a business owner, profit and loss by month. If you're a bookkeeper, absolutely run this report for your clients. This is the only report that I send the majority of my clients on a monthly basis. The other reports that I do send, because there are some clients who I manage their accounts receivable and their accounts payable, I will send clients accounts payable aging detail and the opposite, accounts receivable aging detail. That way they can see, okay, what are my bills? What are my invoices? What's unpaid? What's outstanding? Who should I follow up with? Who do I need to pay right now so I'm not late paying people? So profit and loss by month, accounts receivable, and accounts payable aging detail are the best reports. And then I know I said this was the last thing, but I got to show one more thing. I know I'm all over the place, but I just have so much QuickBooks knowledge and I just want to share it with everybody. I want to get this information out there because I know there are a ton of you who don't really know how to use this software, but I also know there are a ton of you who need to know how to use this software. So, like I said, I know I'm all over the place. I just wanted to make a quick video and share some of the information that I know so that I can help you. Ultimately, at the end of the day, it's all about what you know and who you know. And if you know how to use QuickBooks Online, or if you know a good bookkeeper, then your life will be so much less stressful because all of your bookkeeping will be done for you. And that means you're not overpaying on taxes and you're not late paying your taxes. Okay, so reconcile your accounts. This is the last thing I'm going to show you, I promise. Reconcile, under accounting, click on the reconcile, and then just click on the appropriate account that you want to reconcile. Now, all you need to do is look at your most recent bank statement. So make sure 3 numbers or 3 pieces of information. The beginning balance on your bank statement needs to match whatever's in QuickBooks. You need to type in your ending balance on your bank statement, and then type in the ending date for the bank statement. So most banks close at the end of the month. Most credit cards close in the middle of the month. And then once you have those 3 pieces of information, you start reconciling, and it'll pull up all of the transactions in your QuickBooks that have gone through this particular account. So we see here we have the beginning balance, we have the payments and the deposits. I'm not going to go through any more because this is long and boring and complicated, but this is what it looks like. This is what you or your bookkeeper needs to be doing. If you are not reconciling your accounts, you got to reconcile your accounts. This is the most important step, but the most often overlooked step in all of bookkeeping. This is how you verify the accuracy of your books.